Hey there, this is Vivi Sojourn on January 20th, 2025, here to give you a tarot reading. If you've stopped by, this is your card to sort of begin the week, to consider things. It's also a card for what's going on in the wider world of the USA and beyond. And this card is just perfect because it is a change agent card. The card of dropping our ideals. And I received it in reverse. So I'll turn it right side up, but I just wanted you to see what it looked like in reverse. It's sort of a softer landing, but people are still falling down. So this is a card about change. Change in our ideals, specifically watching them not work out. Really, being disappointed to the nth degree that what we thought was going to happen with everything that we've built isn't going to happen. That all the work we've put into something that we believed in is falling apart right now. And if you look at the US, I think that you could say that half of this country is feeling that pain, that what they idealized for decades hasn't worked out. It's literally falling apart. It's a catastrophe. There is just a lot of chatter about how things are getting worse and worse, that everything is very scary, and it is specifically because Donald Trump won the election. Now, in your personal life, it might be that you got a college degree and it isn't helping you get a job, or a marriage is falling apart. You thought it was going to work out and it's not working out. Or your health, no matter how much you try to be healthy, or that you've tried to get help, or that you've taken control in all things health, it's not working out. Things don't seem to be getting better. In fact, they're getting worse. It's a difficult time for a lot of people. It's a difficult time for me. I've gone through it many times. And the fact that the card is reversed doesn't mean that it isn't going to happen. It means that it might be slower than we expected. It might be that change isn't as big as we expect it to be. It might be that your house survived in a neighborhood where most of the houses burnt down. So both good and bad news. Yeah, it's a really interesting card. And I think that we have to take into account that it doesn't mean the end of the world. It means that things are changing. It means that we are waking up to problems that we had a blind eye to. We are seeing the criminals. We are seeing injustice. For instance, the Equal Rights Amendment. It was affirmed by President Biden, but it is mostly a show, because unless Congress ratifies it, women, me, you possibly, do not have equal rights in this country. We can go back, we can fall back, we can lose rights to our bodies, reproductive rights. We can lose other rights. I mean, it's scary. It's a scary thing that has not gone through and passed. We can also see that the Black people of our country have been treated unjustly, unjustly. And we haven't done enough. We haven't listened. Just listen. We are dealing with a serious immigration problem, but it isn't just at our borders. It is in the countries that it is possible we messed up through our need to control everything for the last century. So maybe the way to solve this crisis is to address climate change. It is to address democratic fairness for countries to make decisions on their own. I mean, just little things, right? Yeah, so I think that the tower goes on all levels of human experience and asks us to consider what we idealized as unstable and imperfect, and that change is at hand because change needs to be at hand. And to remember that the next card in the major arcana is the star, which represents healing and rest and peace. But there may be a lot of work to be done before we actually reach it. Yeah. So that's it. That's what we are going to have to consider this week. Not just the terrible unfairness of our ideals falling apart, but to look at why. Thanks. See you soon.